I think by now we know it's a fact that the majority of people need a side hustle or a side gig to supplement whatever income that they've got. The biggest mistake I've seen people make, including me, I've made that mistake, is to start a side hustle by jumping in with excitement, but having no plan, no systems, no support, not thinking about it. Most of us here, this is a hustle or a gig or something that you can make that will help you make money easily or that's easy to do, and we just jump in without getting ready. The problem is when that happens, we get burnt out, we get overwhelmed, probably never even get started just because there are no foundational pieces in place. So, today we're going to talk about tools and habits and setups that are required before you start a side hustle. Kind of like a side hustle starter kit. Hi, I'm Chizaba. This is Zobas World Lab, a space where we'll talk about real world finances and we encourage creating wealth fearlessly. So, let's dive in. First thing you want to do as you get ready to start a side hustle is a mind prep, a mindset prep. Why do you want to do it? You need to be very clear on why you are getting started because the why of it is going to guide you as you go through the ups and downs of having a side hustle and getting ready for it. Is your reason to make extra cash? Is it to pay off debt? Is it just to have something else to do to fill up your time? Do you want it to be full time one day? Is it just to supplement income? Is it always going to perpetually be something part time? You have to be very clear on why you want to start a side hustle because the decisions that follow, like what to do, how much time you invest, how much cash you invest, when to say no, becomes easier when you know your why. It will help you determine how much you want to invest into a side hustle. Something else you need to do is to be very, very honest about your schedule. If you're diving into something that requires 30 hours a week for you to make money and you can only afford to put in five, you don't want to go in saying, yeah, I'll figure it out, I'll work it out. You want to be very honest about what your schedule is so that you are aware of the amount of time you can invest into the gig you're trying to get into. Like if it takes 10 hours a week, can you really commit 10 hours a week? Or do you have three? You want to make sure that you set realistic expectations for yourself and remember that side hustle thrive on consistency, not chaos. So if it is something that requires 10 hours a week and all you've got is three, you are not going to be successful at it because you just don't have the proper amount of time to commit to it. Second thing is you need to have some tools. You need to set up some tools. So we want to start with financial tools. You need a budgeting app. I am a very big advocate of starting out with a budget. You need an accounting software application because from day one, you need to start tracking your income and expenses. Very important. You need a separate business bank account and credit card just because when it comes to tax time, it makes um, getting the numbers a whole lot easier and cheaper for you and for your tax accountant. And if it becomes something that grows into a business or full time, makes it easy to already have those things in place. It makes it easier to pull financial reports and all of that. You want to have an invoicing tool if it is um, a gig or a hustle that's going to require you to send invoices. Now, most accounting and software apps already have invoices or invoicing built into it. So you might not necessarily need a separate invoicing app. That is something to keep at the back of your mind. You want to have a task manager that helps you keep track of tasks and where things are, that helps you stay organized. Most task managers come with calendars as well. You want to make sure you have a time tracker. If you are doing a gig that requires you to bill hourly, then a time tracker comes in handy. Again, some accounting or bookkeeping software and apps will have built-in time trackers. Sometimes they don't, but there are definitely affordable options out there. And then for document storage, you definitely want to have that. So a Dropbox or a Google Drive, they all have free options. There are documents like your contracts that are going to be necessary for you to save. And then your receipts. Again, I keep going back to bookkeeping apps. 9 times out of 10, they have a way for you to upload receipts and to store them. But if you do not have that, you want to put it in a document storage system like a Dropbox or Google Drive. Again, in the case of tax preparation, your tax accountant might need to clarify something, or in the case of an IRS audit, you've got the receipts available. So that is the second thing. Third thing you want to have already is business basics. You want to start by getting an AIN. It is free to get. I will put the link in the description box below. You want to start from day one to track your income and expenses, even if it's 1 cent, even if it's $5. If you start now as your side hustle grows and gains momentum and increases in size, you've already built that habit of tracking your income and expenses. You also want to think about your business entity type. Most people start as a sole proprietorship, as a simple Schedule C on your tax return, and that is always a good place to start, especially when you're just new to it. But at some point, you want to consider an ALC, maybe an S corp. Is it a partnership? You have someone else working with you, depending on how it's grown or where you see it going. Is it a C corp? You want to take into account all the different considerations with those entity types, like the tax obligations and filing obligations for this, at the state level as well as the federal level. So that's something to research and think about. Have a plan for that. You are always going to start as a sole proprietorship, but at some point it's going to be beneficial to be moved to an LLC or to an S corp and so on and so forth. So look into that from the get go, so you have a plan in place on moving through the entity types, and then plan for estimated taxes. If you are new to the channel, then you will find as you watch videos, I talk about estimated taxes a lot. I file taxes for clients, and it is the one place people get tripped up, especially when they have other sources of income outside of a W-2. They don't pay estimated taxes and come tax filing season. There is a huge tax liability that is due. So keep that in mind. Plan for monthly or quarterly estimated taxes. Now, the next thing you want to set up are systems. You want to make sure you block time on your calendar to actually do the work. Whatever it is you're doing, you don't want to do 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. Like, just have a space of time, whether it's early in the morning, late at night, in the middle of the day, whenever you have time. A block of time that's dedicated to your gig. And you want to remember small habits now leads to big hits later or big wins later. So you want to keep that in mind. Schedule weekly check-ins with yourselves. Weekly, I call it weekly financial dates, where you're taking a look at your income and your expenses. You're taking a look at your numbers and how well your side hustle is doing, and checking in on your budget and how that is progressing and how well you are doing. Whether it's a Monday or a Saturday, whatever day of the week, whether it's 30 minutes, 1 hour, whatever time you need, make it consistent. Time commitment to taking care of your finances, both personal and business, is very essential. And then finally, you want to set boundaries. Family and friends need to respect work time. Just like if you're working from home and you had a home office and a meeting, people don't just wander in. Well, I hope they don't. Um, for your side hustle or gig, same thing. You need family and friends to know from this time to this time that you've blocked on your calendar is when you are working. You are doing some work, whatever it is, and you want to set those boundaries with them. It's not a hobby, it's actually a job. And whether it's roommates or friends, loved ones, you need to set and enforce those boundaries. Last thing is investing in yourself. It is very important that you invest in yourself by learning and committing to growing and improving and doing better. You want to start with low cost courses um, that are related to whatever your side hustle is, people who, or skills that you need. So, whether it's a project management class, whether it's a class about organizing or customer service, skills that are needed to be successful in what you are about to do. Or, and even when you get started in the middle of it, you never stop learning. Learning needs to be constant. On the network, look at Facebook groups, look at Reddit groups, look at online forums, look at a Discord server, anything, anywhere where you can gather information and learn from people who are already doing what you do so that you have your finger on the pulse of things. My favorite place to look is LinkedIn. There is always information, whether it's news articles, someone has posted a conversation someone is having, I'm diving into the comment section. As long as it is a community of people online and you can find free ones that are related to your side hustle or again something that will help you grow in what you're doing, and always read. I'm a big fan of reading. There are business books and self-help books out there that have aided me a lot about how to be a leader in an organization, about running a business, and even as an accountant, just being a better accountant, learning about customer service and all the various things that go into a business and work. So make sure you read. There are very affordable options out there between Kindle, paperback, and for free, you can go to your local library and get some books. So I'm going to leave us with a question. When does a side hustle start? It doesn't start when you start making money. It starts the moment you commit to doing it well. That's when your side hustle starts. It doesn't start from the first amount of money you get. It starts now. The moment you say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it well. Well, you started building up the foundations and everything you need, putting supports in place. That is a part of it. That is a part of your side hustle. You are putting building blocks in place that are going to be very important. So before you rush into the next trending hustle, do the prep work, get the tools, build your mindset, set up systems, draw boundaries. I will have a checklist, a link to a checklist to help you start your journey the smart and the right way. And you start prepping. Start now. Never procrastinate. Start prepping for your side hustle now. As always, if you have learned something from the video, please like it. If you know someone who will benefit, please share it and subscribe so that you are always notified when a new video has dropped in the channel. In the comment below, be sure to let me know what's the one thing holding you back from starting your side hustle. I'm interested in knowing. I wish you the very best in all that you do and go forth, create wealth fearlessly, and I will catch you in the next video.